What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins, and I'm joined by Mr. Alex Payne. Hold on, I need to do it right. Three, two, one.
Wait, but hold on. If you're the cartoon kid, what am I? Am I just a guy who's here?
I guess so.
This is the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins, and that's just him.
You're my buddy.
No, listen. According to your SpongeBob video, I'm your body. Me and my body always doing these videos, man.
Myself looks stupid. See, fuck text to speech, man. That shit's always making me look stupid.
Dude, it just takes simple proofreading, especially with that. Like I said, just throw on voiceover and let voiceover read it to you. But yeah, I would think you'd give more care to a comment, responding to someone. But anyway, sorry, continue.
I fuck with the young after last night. Oh my God. Well, that's a screenshot. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. My body. Okay, stop it. Be mature.
Me and my body. That sound like an Alyssa comment. Me and my body.
My body. Okay.
Me and my body always do SpongeBob. I would hope you and your body do it. If your head doing it separately, then that's a problem.
I love it. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's poppin', everybody? This the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins, and on this channel, y'all know what it is. This is where we talk cartoons, and we do it daily. I'm joined by my good buddy, Mr. Alex Payne, and today we're giving you guys our first impressions for episode 1 of F is for Family. Now, Alex, do you remember what the name of this episode is? Because I do not.
No clue. I know it had something to do with Swedish and bleeding.
Oh, yeah. The Bleedin In Sweden. There you go. The Bleedin In Sweden. You know, man, we just roughing it out here. We ain't taking no notes. We just do everything raw and in the cut. But when we grow within time, man, we're going to get more professional. We're working on some things, getting our mojo going. But before we get into this review, I'm finna have to give you guys the episode breakdown. Now, to keep it short and sweet, this series, from my first take of the first episode, is basically about this dude named Frank Murphy, right? And his family. He's got 2 kids. No, he's got 3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter. He has a daughter, right? Or is that his wife? No, he does have a daughter. And I just drew a blank, but this episode focused on the 2 sons, Kevin, who's the big
only
teenager.
Draw blanks in the bedroom, okay?
Okay. This episode focused primarily on the 2 sons, Kevin, who's the big teenager, and Bill, who's probably a little grade schooler, maybe 11, 12 years old. And Frank Murphy being the father, he's basically seen as a loser. He's portrayed to be as a loser who works at an airport and whatnot. But the whole series, from what I can see, is basically how they're supposed to come together as a family, right? So this episode basically focuses around Frank, who wants to have a fight party. They got this big boxing match going on between a white and a black dude, and he wants to have the party at his house. Now, there's a neighbor. He's got a neighbor who has a new colored TV, and he's his hot shot, I guess you can say. And Frank wants to upstage him, so he goes out, get this big ass expensive TV, colored and whatnot, because apparently it takes place in maybe the 1970s, probably. So what happens is the little kid, Bill, the little 12-year-old, goes and starts messing with the TV. He's doing a science project, and I guess he's learning about magnets and whatnot. So he ends up fiddling with the TV, causing it to break. Now, this whole episode, as I said, focused around Frank wanting to upstage his neighbor. He can't do that if his TV ain't working. Long story short, Bill has to go in there and tell the store manager, who basically makes Frank look like a fool because he didn't buy the warranty. He was too cheap to get a warranty. Um, and the little kid's job is to basically go in there and convince the guy to give him a new TV, which he ends up doing by basically screwing up all the TVs as he did with the same, by messing up with the magnet. And, he started turning the little knobs on it, messing up all the TVs to make it look like the product was defective. So Frank gets his TV and everything, and he's able to stream the big fight and becomes, I guess you could say, the envy of the neighborhood. Would you say that's a correct breakdown of the episode?
That was very short, sweet, and to the point.
It wasn't, but like I said, I said the series, the beginning like series shit is. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. This isn't my first time seeing this episode, and we're crossing the first impressions here. This is my first time seeing the episode, but it's my first time seeing the series in a long time. It's been probably like maybe 3 years, I want to say, since I seen episode 1. And I honestly really like the series, the episode that follow. I'm going to talk about that in the review portion, but a lot of things happened in this first episode. A lot of things were going on, and just to try to break down that synopsis, it's going to take a little bit because you got to explain all the characters and all this and that. If you could do it better, man, I'd love it. I mean, yeah, but I want to give everybody a good view of what's going to happen, in the story. But let me hear your first impressions. What do you think about this episode?
My first impression is, I would say my first impression is, it's weird how, after school-ish it sounds.
Really?
Yeah, like the mom's voice has that typical, like, you would totally hear that on a TV show for 9-year-olds voice. And the younger son has the same thing, like that. Like, next time you would
no,
the voices sound like they would be on offer or some shit like that, like,
yeah,
or
right.
And even the music sounds like a friggin' after school special for little kids type of sound to it. Like, it just, like, it sounds like an episode of Sesame Street or some shit.
I wouldn't say that, but
well, Sesame Street is not a good example.
No, obviously.
But I'm talking about in that realm of age group. Like, it sounds like it would be on.
It would be for kids, and I kind of see what you're saying. It sounds like it'd be for kids until all the vulgarity comes out. Fuck you, Susan! Or what the fuck did he say? Listen, that dad has a hot, explosive temper, and I don't remember like really not understanding, but noticing that per se when I watched it at first, because me and my brother, I'll never forget when I watched it. Me and my brother, were just chilling, and
like a villain.
We were chilling like a villain. He put that shit on. He's like, Ray, come check this out, man. I know you like this. You like cartoons. Check this series out. And we legit sat there for like maybe 2-3 hours just binge watching this shit. And like I say, it's very good. And in my opinion, my personal opinion, for someone who's seen the entire first season, I haven't seen 2 or 3. But after the first season, I really wanted to watch more of the series. I freaking loved it. Like you said, it does sound like it does seem like it has the after schoolish feel, or
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying
no. Obviously, I know.
It was just strange how that sounded so accurately. Like, it would be like I said, like, if you listen to the music and the voice, the only voices that sound like out of that mold is the dad and the older son.
Yeah, right. But I can definitely get the kid, the little boy. I keep forgetting his name. I want to call him Matthew so bad, but it's
like
Bill.
That little, like, listen, that little.
He sounds like sounds like Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Actually, yeah, now you say that, he kind of does. But I was gonna say, he sounded like he got plucked right out of an episode of Rugrats or something.
It's funny, like I said, you think, because I kind of had that feel too. But watching it, and you see the whole vulgarity and shit just pops out, all the damn cussing, and you'll really see that, this is not a TV show for kids. It's not the after school special that you're talking about. So And you'll notice that, like I said, once you go down the line of all the other episodes. But let's talk about some favorite moments. Um, what are some of your favorite moments in this episode? Because I definitely have a
Um,
couple, but I want to hear what you got to say.
um, I would say one of my favorite moments was the beginning part with the phone.
Oh yeah,
Even
you know what? Listen, they did not mention, and you had to pick this up. You had to know a little bit about history when you're watching this shit. That's how you can tell it's a show for adults. Because I did not notice. It's crazy to sound. I did not notice at first that this had to be a show that took place in like maybe the mid 1970s, 1980s. I did not notice that at all. Maybe I did, and I just don't remember it. But like really watching it, like why the fuck does this dude have a cell phone? I mean, not a landline.
I
Like
mean,
nobody in
realistically,
2019 have landlines.
you
And why does
should
he have a black and white TV? Huh?
the black and white TV. Yeah. No, I say you should have a landline. No, you should have a landline.
You should, but nobody's paying that extra bill unless it's bundled with their cable. But I will say this though. Um, you know what? Obviously, I don't know if you noticed this, but like the little undertones of racism,
Yeah.
because obviously it was a black dude versus a white dude, and I can't remember exactly what was said. I want to say they were maybe it was at the TV shop, but basically the dad was rooting for. I want to say he was definitely rooting for the white guy. I don't know if because he was going against a black dude or what, but I know someone, if it wasn't him, said like, "Oh yeah, you got to root for the white dude or whatever the fuck." Am I? Did I misquote that or?
I think I know what you're talking about. I
I
don't think he
vaguely
said
remember it. It was a quick passing comment. I'll tell you that. But
no.
like, oh
Because
wait a minute.
the other guy was rooting for the black guy, and he was like, why not? Why are you rooting for him in a racist way? I wouldn't say it said it like that. It's just like I don't know. He
I
just
don't
said
know.
why are you rooting for.
I just took like the whole time period with, especially with the color TV and shit, and just try to put two and two together. Like, oh wait a minute, holy shit. Because that really kind of threw me for a loop there. But one moment that really stuck out to me is when the little kid when the little kid came out and Frank was sleeping, obviously watching a big ass TV, and he started playing with the knob and whatnot, and he finally messed it up. And I'm like, oh! And then the big brother came in and he's like, oh, you're so dead. And motherfucking he brought him in a room. They basically laid down. He's like, pretend you're asleep. And like it just made me think, because I say every kid had that one moment when they broke something, like they knew they broke something and they gonna get their ass straight up beat for. I sure remember I had probably maybe two of them moments. I can't tell, boy. I'm like, oh, I know my brother definitely had a couple of them too, but it's just like, man, kid's gonna get his ass beat. And I gotta say, the brother's so cool too, cause the little kid was getting bullied by some older kids down the street, and they, obviously little Bill was playing with these hillbilly kids, and they go find Kevin. You know, he's giving his little groove on with this girl. He's like, oh yeah, touch my dick, da da da, woo woo woo, and then like, yeah, Bill's getting beat up, or yeah, some kids are bullying Bill, and he has to go save him, and you know. I gotta say, man, I don't remember watching this back then and seeing that Bill and Kevin had a tight relationship. But just seeing that shit, I'm like, man, you know what? That's what's up. He wants to go help his little brother. And then obviously, you know, he ends up beating the shit out that one bully. I think his name was Jimmy. And
Jimmy.
basically helps his little brother up and just gives him one good hit to the gut. Bam! That's for fucking up my pussy. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I like that. I like that whole good brotherly feel. That's when I say a lot happens in this episode. It gives you nice like character background, like little things you see how characters connect. It's just like, man, that's pretty cool. And obviously Kevin takes up for him when they're questioning, like Frank and Susan, the parents are questioning all the kids about what's going on with the TV. And the little boy was about to crack. And Kevin's like, I did it. I did it. He was like, why? I hate you, Dad. That's why I did it. He just basically sticking up for his little brother. And like I said, I don't remember them being tight like that when I last watched it. But it was like, man, these two are really tight. Stuck up for him big time. Didn't trick on him. and basically was gonna take the fall for him. So, what about you? Got any more favorite moments?
Um, Not that I could think of.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess we can get on into the final review. I gotta say, like I said, in comparison from what I remember when I watched it the first time, this episode is I. It's I. Like it's been so long since I watched it. It felt like I'm rewatching this again. Like I know absolutely nothing about this series. So, but rewatching it again, I got a couple good laughs out of it. It's not as funny as the other episodes that I remember, but I definitely got a couple good laughs out of it. And yes, the motherfucking dad is a goddamn loser. Overall, this story definitely accomplished what it's supposed to. Get you introduced to the characters, give you a nice feel for them. Um, and if you're paying attention, like you can see what time period the world takes place in. You can see, like I said, how Matt and I can see I did it. Bill and Kevin connect and whatnot. How tight their little relationship
Who
is.
the hell is Madden?
I said Matt. Remember how I said like I keep wanting to call that damn boy Matthew. I don't know why. Um, you know what? I
Matthew.
do know why. I do know why. Have you seen Cyber Chase?
No.
Damn. Okay. Basically, Cyber Chase is a PBS kids show, and Matthew somewhat looks a little bit like Bill. Got the green shirt and the little blue pants. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks kind of like Matthew from Cyber Chase. That's why I did it. But you can
I
see
mean,
how
if
the
you're making that
characters.
comparison, you could say that the father is dressed pretty much like Peter.
Yeah, but he's not fat. And I
Still
think
dressed like him.
they both have like orange hair, Matthew and Bill. So anyway, like I said, this story does like get you into the characters, let you see who they are, and kind of I wouldn't say introduces the story premise. To be honest with you, I don't know exactly what the premise of the story is. I don't remember. It's just like they're going down. Um, I will tell you this: the story connects like unlike other cartoons. It's not like one you got one storyline for 30 minutes, then it's over. Yeah, the next episode it starts another storyline. All the episodes are interconnected. That much I do remember. So why I can't really say what the premise of the show is because I honestly don't know. But I guess it's basically like the whole family man thing. You got to come together and cooperate as a family. Like at the end, little Bill has to be like, okay, you know what? Since you're not gonna give my dad the TV, I'm gonna have to figure out a way how I'm gonna ensure that he gets it. So it makes it looks like all the TVs are defective, so the dad gets the TV, and all is well. But overall, I'm gonna give this episode a 6 out of 10. It's not like I said, it's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not as great as when I watched it the first time. My high went down on it dramatically, I guess you could say. It felt average, so I'm gonna give it a nice 6 out of 10. What about you?
Um, First of all, I have to say I'm a big giant fan. Well, I wouldn't say a giant fan, but I'm a decently sized fan of Bill Burr, who's the creator of the show and the voice of the father. Um,
Yo, you're right. I didn't know that. I legit didn't know that. Now since you said that, I can see where that's coming from.
yeah,
Yeah, because I can hear him in his voice. Definitely. I'm like, who the fuck voices this guy? Because like I remember the dad's voice sounding absolutely different. I'm not lying. When he started talking, I'm like, yo, I don't remember his voice sounding like this. So I want to say it's been longer than like 3-4 years since I watched the show, but man, that makes sense. Bill Burr.
yeah.
Huh. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I love that guy. I like his stand up and shit. And I like his podcast. He has a good podcast. But anyway, um, so I like that. I will say that there's one thing that like, especially after I truly noticed it, I like really, really kind of bugged me the entire episode. The animation is kind of terrible.
It is. Yo, I
Like when
remember
they not like when they move, especially if they walk, it looks so strange and awkward. It's like
it
I
looks
just can't
stiff.
do it.
It
I
looks
just
stiff.
can't do it,
Like when
man.
they're walking, only their legs move.
It's not even that. Like even their legs move so awkwardly. Like it looks so strange. I just can't do it. Especially when you freaking. Because remember, we just did the review a couple days ago or a little while ago. I can't remember exactly when, but we did the review for Snoopy, and that shit
Right.
was like fluid as a bitch's
Yeah.
pussy.
It was
So
it was way more better. That animation in Snoopy was way more better than
I would
this.
say
I
even
can admit that.
I would say even Big Mouth had a lot better animation
Oh
than
yeah.
that.
Oh hell yeah.
So it's like I don't understand why. I mean, maybe they did that on purpose, like because every show has its own animation style, and sometimes that's whatever. But I just I personally, because maybe maybe some people might argue it's not even bad, but like I personally don't like that style. It's very
I
it
I
really
seen
threw me off.
I seen how stiff it was. Like it's animation was definitely not the greatest. That's why I had to give it such a low score. And I kind of am pissed that I didn't mention that first. But you know what? You're 100% right because I did. I was like, yo, I don't. Yo, this dad's fucking walking weird as shit. Why are only his legs moving? He has no arm motion or anything like that. So I will say, yeah, animation was definitely not on point.
Yeah, yeah, it was a little strange. Yeah, but so I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of boring to me, which is a
Mm.
shame because I like. Honestly, I would say the most entertaining parts to me were when um, Frank was talking, if that makes any sense.
You know what? I do agree with you on that too. Because like I said, this doesn't compare to any of the other episodes that happened in season one. Obviously, as you get more into the story, it's gonna get better. But this, like I said, served as the episode to introduce the series, um, and it definitely was pretty damn boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I can definitely see if you're gonna give it a low rating, I can definitely see why, because you're coming in with a set of fresh eyes. Whereas I saw the good episodes beforehand, because my brother was like in episode 3, so I saw the good shit beforehand, and you're just seeing it for the first time. You're like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. But what's your rating, and would you continue watching?
I would give it a 6 if I would
Okay.
continue watching. I don't know. Well, no, I'd say a 5.5. But would I continue watching? I don't know. I might just want to give my buddy Bill a try, the benefit of the doubt and maybe watch a few more. But getting past the animation definitely will be a little difficult because I'm never gonna not
Right.
notice that anymore. But
Right.
uh, yeah. But I think and just for context, because if I remember correctly, well, I'm pretty sure this is the case exactly, but he based the show off of him growing up with his father.
Really? Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, that's why this youngest son is called Bill. I'm imagining that's based off of him.
Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, but that's why it's in the 70s because he in his 40s and shit. So that would have
Listen,
been when he
how
grew up.
how do you know so much about this shit? I seen the show. Go ahead.
Like I said, I'm a fan of Bill Burr, and I seen I mean, I didn't research the show, but I just know enough of it to see
Right.
that,
Okay. Okay.
and I've seen some stuff from him to, make reference to that. It's like, okay, so this is about his growing up with his dad in the 70s or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
I'm not sure of the time period. It might be 70s, might be 60s, but I'm pretty sure it's 70s.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going with a 5.5. I don't
Five
know if
point
I would.
five. Okay.
I might. I'd
It,
say the likelihood of me rewatching it is in the middle.
right. And I can see where you're coming from. I can definitely see where you're coming from. But like I said, the episodes from here on out definitely get better, at least in my opinion, from what I remember of it. Um, Once you finish off the first season, I'm sure you would probably want to continue because you're invested in the characters by then, obviously. You know, so the first episode is always going to be shaky to whatever series. I will say this though, I think Big Mouth episode 1 of Big Mouth has this one definitely beat hands down. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but you give this a 5.5. I give it a 6. It is a very decent, fair review of F is for Family episode 1, The Bleedin' in Sweden. But my name is Ray Rawlins. I'm the cartoon kid, man. On this channel, we talk cartoons and we do it daily. I'm joined by Alex Payne, and we just did that review, man. It's pretty decent. I'm not too high. I'm not extremely high on this episode. I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm kind of disappointed. Like this episode kind of let me down. Like, man, this really ain't shit. But it definitely gets better from here on out. Like I said, we talk cartoons and we do it daily. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you like what we do. If you don't, hit the dislike, all that good shit. Leave a comment, tell us your thoughts, and we will see you when we see you. Peace.